In today's episode, we have some compromised safe houses. When it could fast forward your career in the Canadian military. If you really need to install spyware, please don't make it require .net. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. We have some compromised safe houses. Very long ago, I received one of my most disturbing calls yet as senior technical staff at my telco. It wasn't to our line but rather to my direct number, which I never gave away easily. It was my top contact at Internal Security, the department which handles everything from piracy to law enforcement issues. Picked it up. Internal Security, sorry to bother you but I've been tasked with a security review and I'll need input from your team. Or well, just yours really. The circle must stay small for now. I need you to hang up and call me back from your unrecorded test line at the following number. They're a little paranoid about calls on recorded lines sometimes, so I just call him back without asking questions. Bitewave, okay, we're clear. Please tell me you have something better than outgoing spam? Sadly, it was much of what they dealt with back then. Long resolved, although we were a few years late versus the industry on that front. Internal Security, thanks. I wish it was only that. We have some compromised safe houses. Bitewave, totally oblivious, we have safe houses? Then it hit me. Oh. Internal Security, not that I'm aware of at this pay grade. But law enforcement does. Bitewave, yeah, I was a little slow there. Give me what you can. What can I do? Internal Security, there's 5 accounts we're especially confident are breached, need your input. We have conclusions of our own, but I'm to draft a white paper to maximize the security of similar accounts in the future. We need both your first-hand account and being able to write. Senior staff was consulted. Bitewave, I'm in. I'll look through it as best as I can, but for the second part, you'll need my boss authorization. I'll ask her to rubber stamp it, shouldn't be an issue. My IM buzzes with a series of account numbers. I'm sure I got visibly paler as I looked at them. Bitewave, please hold. I need a few minutes for this. They're commercial services accounts. That's already bad. These accounts are few in numbers compared to home customers, and tagging safe houses this way substantially reduces their security through obscurity factor. But it's not yet a big deal unless I find other issues. The first thing I then notice is they're listed with tags which begin with the province they're in and 3-digit numbers. All frontline staff, including underpaid overseas contractors, can see this. Very risky right there. Who came up with this? The second thing is that they all have passwords to access file details. Great, right? Except they all have the same password. It's about a dozen characters long. Mixing letters, numbers and random entries would be great if it wasn't the same for them all. Yet again, our plaintext offender status could let me underline a major flaw. Third thing I notice, all of them share the exact same service package. A very generous TV package, high-speed cable internet, and a landline with nationwide long-distance calls. Security isn't just about 2-factor ID and big guys with concealed carry guns. It's about avoiding easily identifiable patterns. The vast majority of people in safe houses did nothing wrong and deserve the comforts. But some basic obfuscation, please? I wanted to delve a little deeper, so I opened a tool my telco would never admit employees, senior staff, or not have access to. Within seconds I'm looking at their internet traffic logs. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I lost some of my professional cool. Bitewave, you've got to be kidding me. Internal Security, well, I knew I was likely calling the right guy. I'm just as dumbfounded, but I need you to point out the exact spicy. Bitewave, dumbfounded? All these IPs are routed through the same proxy. Please don't tell me all the safe houses go through this? Hell, I don't want to know. People could have died for this, not counting everything else. Internal Security, sorry to hit you with this, but I really needed double confirmation before we sent it up. I know it's horrible. We're on it, and we're going to hit hard, but we needed input from one of you before we went all in. I also need in writing everything else you think needs correction." As I recite and type the flaws I've seen so far, he confirms he's seen them too. He's swiftly providing evidence that IS had identified the most obvious issues already. Internal security. Believe me, you'll have updates downstairs if you want to have coffee. Thank you, you confirmed everything, and it matches our work very well. I wasn't used to be the guy who just confirms someone else did their work. At first, I wondered why they called me at all and couldn't get over the fact mistakes this big were made. But with time and seniority, I understood. Every department makes incredibly gross mistakes in this shop, and whenever you need another department to investigate yours, it means upper management is monitoring an issue. CYA is part of the game whenever stakes are this high. And being specifically asked to certify the work of another department may not be glamorous, but it's the highest sign of trust you can get in this telco. Either way, the call finished then. As incredulous as I was at how bad both we and police had been at securing SAFEHOUSES communications, I sure checked up on things for weeks and saw everything wrong being corrected. By the time I actually had coffee with my IS contact on the ground floor, I had little to say but congratulations on closing all the gaping security holes. All the flaws had been patched by then, but I still shudder at all the ways this could have been disastrous. Thankfully, to my knowledge, the horrible security practices of the early 2000s never got anyone killed. Miraculously. All of Bytewave's tales on TFTS. Winnipeg could fast forward your career in the Canadian military. An old tale from my frontline days, over a decade ago. The dot-com bubble was already over, but apparently our military was still playing catch-up. Bytewave, welcome to technical support. My name is Bytewave. How may I assist you today? Mr. Harper, internet not working, already rebooted PC. Birth date and account number. I expect effective solutions. I remember his name. I know his first name wasn't Steven, beyond that I don't know if it's a coincidence or if there are ties. Bytewave, of course Mr. Harper, I see your IP address is Major Harper. It's not Mr., it's Major. He almost screamed it. Okay, obviously Doctor overrides Mr., but I never had heard of military ranks doing the same in Canada. I actually never looked it up. I thought he was just really proud of his rank, but I'm sure someone will clear up the proper etiquette in the comments. Still, in this story, I'm just a frontline grunt, so. Bytewave, apologies Major Harper, I will be able to help you with that. I see that your network adapter does not have a valid IP address. From the diagram tools, I didn't even need to reset the thing. All it most likely needed was a release/renew. Bytewave, what version of Windows are you running? Major Harper, Windows 98 2nd edition. Still rather commonplace at the time, though XP was gaining market shares. Bytewave, start menu, run. Then type Winnipeg. Click the release button and then renew. Major Harper, done. Valid IP just in, easy 1-minute call? Bytewave, great, you're back online Major, please open your browser. Major Harper. Stupendous work. The speed and efficiency here are absolutely unexpected, young sir. Bytewave, we're glad to have been of help. Anything else we could help you with? Major Harper, yes. The Canadian Forces need highly skilled computer technicians, and you clearly fit the bill. Have you ever considered a career in the forces? Dude, I told you how to hit release/renew. I didn't sign up for deployment to Afghanistan. Bytewave. Thank you, but I don't believe I fit the bill. Major Harper, any crippling injuries that may make you medically inadmissible? Bytewave. No. But I still. Major Harper, then if you tell me where you're from, not only can I have your application fast-tracked, I can promise you superior work conditions to whatever you have an access to. Bytewave, sir, Major. Thank you, but while I appreciate your offer, no. Your internet access issue being resolved, our business is largely concluded unless you have other technical issues? Major Harper, wait. The forces can also offer you. Is this a military headhunter or what? Bitewave, thank you for your patronage, Major. I will make a point to look again at those possibilities on the website of the Canadian Forces in short order. I'm sure there are many exciting career opportunities, but our business is done, I believe. Have a wonderful evening. Major Harper, but if you are tempted, make sure to write down that Major Harper recommended. Yep. Military headhunter. If you really need to install spyware, please don't make it require.net. Just another day at my telco when we all get an email from systems about a new policy. Road techs will now install new software from /systems/QA on all the computers of new internet users to ensure quality of service and immediately inform end users if they have any issues with their drivers or anything that may impact service, thus reducing call flow. Amelia, guys, check your mail. Or your spam folder for those filtering systems. We're into spyware now. And she was spot on, as usual. It's exactly what it was. That thing called home with a ton of data that, while useful, was NSA grade scary. And somehow senior staff only learned about it when it was authorized to be deployed in the field. What could possibly go wrong? Bitewave, never mind the fact we should have known about this months ago. Does anyone have a copy of this thing? Boss? Boss, just learning about it too. I'll get you one right away. Get out of the lines, I need you to test this thing, and make sure the only problems with it are legals. Soon after I get a copy of the software, and after some basic tests. Bitewave, boss, there's a problem. Or several, if you happen to care about OS X. Boss, color me surprised. Good news, bad news. Or just bad news. Bitewave, well, the good news is that all 15 to 20% of our customers who are running the x86 version of Microsoft's Net framework will be able to be spied on as intended. Those who aren't or are running x64, however, will get this incomprehensible, page-long error. As for the lucky winners using OS X, well, these guys don't get blue screens, but any attempts to install our new spyware software on Macs appear to cause immediate kernel panic or a sad face if you're running really old versions. Do you need me to test this on *Nix, or have we already established this as amateur hour on top of the legal issues? Whenever I see my boss face discolor this badly, it's a mixed feeling. On one hand, something has gone terribly wrong. On the other, I know it's not my problem anymore and it's going to get fixed promptly. Bitewave, so, you need me to speak to systems about this, or you'll. He sighs deeply but keeps his usual professional cool. Boss, I'm on it. This will be delayed until issues are solved. Good work. That was the last we heard about it for a while. Said spyware was ultimately never deployed in the field. We long had other tools to monitor quality of service and driver issues. Either way, this smacked of a wide tie trying to come up with a quick way to get some credit for lowering support calls without ever asking tech support how they ought to do such a thing. In short, business as usual. All of Bitewave's tales on TFTS.